Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I have one of my very favorite people here tonight with me, Tom McCann. Dr. Tom, how are you?
Great, Mayor.
Boy, it's good
How
to
you doing?
see you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, my pleasure. You are, this guy is a phenomenal principal, and also you started the rowing thing at Vineland, right?
Vineland High School crew, yes.
Yeah. Because I was Tom Williams.
In Millville.
Yes, I remember you guys were down where Ball Foster, or
Right.
what do you call it? Harris Trucking. was
Harris
down
Trucking,
there.
yes.
Yeah, that was
Industrial.
great. So what got you started with that, with the kids?
Actually, my daughter. My daughter was a senior in high school, and she was on the track team at Vineland High School. And she did track for 3 years. And I was refurbishing a boat in the back of my house for Holy Spirit High School. I was sanding it down.
They had a rowing team.
They had Holy Spirit. And Elizabeth had a lot of friends over, and they said, we'd like to start a crew program. So I said, well, go talk to your principal. I was a principal at Landis School at the time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so she went and talked to the principal. They did, Chalky Ottinger.
Yeah, he's a good guy, too.
Yeah, and then they went to Robin Daplin, and Robin Daplin endorsed it.
Oh, that's great.
And they said, well, we don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting a boat from Holy Spirit donated.
Oh, that's super.
And I was the coach for nothing.
Pro bono.
Pro bono. And I'm still coaching there for pro bono. And loving it.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a volunteer coach, yeah.
They're still doing
Yeah,
it?
Lou Tramontana does it now.
Oh, okay.
You know Chief Lou from Vineland?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
And he's done remarkable things with the crew program.
that's super.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really doing a great job. I still go down once in a while, but I don't want to get in the way either. You know, he has it under control.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's talk first about you growing up. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Glenside, Pennsylvania. Actually, I was born in North Philly, and then we moved out of Philadelphia to Glenside, Pennsylvania, and you end up I'm one of 12 children in the family. I have 11
Catholic,
brothers.
must be Irish.
Irish Catholic, yes, yes.
I don't. Before you go any further, I got to tell you this truth. My grandmother was one of 12 children, also,
Wow.
and Harry Curley's dad was her brother.
Oh.
So that's how Harry and I related.
Oh.
So you must have. We had a family reunion, honest to God, in Hopewell Township with over 100 people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
know that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, yeah. So I went to Bishop McDevitt High School, but we always vacationed in Sea City. So after I graduated from high school, I moved down to Sea by myself because we had a house there.
Oh, okay.
And I was a surfing guy and a beach guy, so I spent a lot of time on the beach. And I finally the following year, the whole family moved down.
Oh, that's
We
nice.
had a place, and so we've been in Sea City since. But we were going to Sea City since like 1950.
Right. Yeah.
But we ended up moving there 1972, I think.
Yeah, I love Seattle.
Seattle's a great
Yeah,
place.
I was there 30 years. I had
Yeah.
a condo for 4 and then a house for 26. And
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it. I loved Lenny, Desert Area.
Mayor
It's great,
does
yeah.
Lenny, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
So is
fantastic
that-
mayor.
I guess, is that what got you into lifeguarding?
Yes, well, I was a mascot in Sea City for many years, which all you do is help out the lifeguards, go get them their lunch, go do this, go do that, and I was probably in their hair more than anything. But I ended up becoming a mascot. Then I ended up becoming a lifeguard. I tried out for the lifeguards when I was 14 years old,
Oh, my goodness. Tom.
and I made
And
it.
there's that handsome guy, folks, second from the right, for left, rather.
Yeah,
You're going for the
right,
left.
yeah. And so I just did that, and I became a senior guard, and I became a lieutenant, then assistant captain, and captain.
Wow.
And so I worked my way up the ladder and enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, the nice thing about you, Tom, you had a great personality. Everybody likes you, and I'm sure those guys really enjoyed having you as their boss and working with it. What beach did you start out on? Do you know?
What street?
What street? Yeah, I'm sorry.
89th Street, all the way down Towns Inlet.
I absolutely, that's funny because that was one of my favorite. My first place in Seattle was 85th and Pleasure.
Oh,
so I would go
geez,
down
beautiful.
there. Yeah, the Townsend House condominiums.
Yeah.
I did that for a few years. And then what happened was I had a little boy and a little girl, and it was a 2-bedroom. So the little boy was sleeping out on the couch all the time. Thinking, yeah, I got to get a bigger house. I
Right.
got a 4-bedroom home right next to Jim Beebe at 75th and Pleasure. But I really enjoyed that area down towards 89th Street.
Yeah,
That
it was a great spot, and I worked there. When you're a rookie, you're all over. They want you to
Yeah.
get exposed to everything.
Right.
So that was my favorite beach, and I had a lot of good senior guards that taught me how to lifeguard, and I did that for a long time. I was in Seattle City for 16 years as a lifeguard.
Wow.
And then I went to Wildwood for 10. My brother was appointed the captain of Wildwood Beach Patrol by Mayor Vic D. Sylvester. Remember him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he picked him.
There's the Wildwood then.
Yeah, and he was the captain there. And that, coincidentally, that year I didn't get reappointed to Seattle because of politics.
Oh.
I got originally appointed by Mayor Raffa in Seattle City.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get reappointed so I went over. The mayor called me, asked me if I wanted to work in Wildwood with my
that's
brother
super.
John.
Right.
So I said, well, I'll take the test, and if I pass the test, which I did, I worked there in Wildwood for 10 years, and we had great success in changing the culture of the beach patrol.
Well, tell everybody where your brother John is. He's
My brother John is, well, I'm on the far right. There's Jim Gibbons, and then it's myself, and then my brother John, right, sitting on the Jeep with the white hat. And he was the chief of the beach patrol.
That is neat. That must have been fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Did you save any lives?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's
thank
for,
God.
for, I've been involved in many rescues, but I was involved in a couple drownings after work hours.
Oh,
And
yeah. Well,
that
that's
was
tough.
tragic,
That's
tragic
heartbreaking,
experience on my part. But you learn a lot from that. You know, people have to swim where there's lifeguards, and you got to swim. And when the lifeguards leave, you got to get out of the water
Yeah.
because the ocean is beautiful, but it's treacherous
Yes.
simultaneously. And I always use the term in the best way I can, the ocean seduces you.
Yeah, that's true.
And you get
Yeah.
out there and you think this
Yeah.
is nice, and it's really...
Yep.
My
All of a
son
sudden.
became a lifeguard, my son Tom, and my daughter became a lifeguard. My daughter was a lifeguard in the pools in
Oh, that's-
Vineland, and Tom was a lifeguard in Ocean City.
Oh, that's nice. So what's Tom doing now?
Tom is after he graduated from Temple, he started working in places up in North Jersey as a claim agent for
Okay,
insurance companies
sure. Mhm.
for after storms, and he's been doing that for many years now.
Oh, that's great.
Insurance claims.
That's good.
He's doing well, and my daughter is a fourth grade teacher in Vineland.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so she's doing great.
Now, did you always think you wanted to be a teacher when you were in college? Or
No, I did not. Actually, I thought I was going to be a business major. I thought I was going to be a business major, which I was at Temple. But first I went to 2 years of Land Community College.
Okay, well, that's smart.
And we all did. My mother was very
Well, with all the children.
intelligent.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
go to college, you better
Yeah.
go to Land Community.
you have
Well,
to,
what a
right.
great thing that was. That was
Yeah.
the best thing that ever happened to us. So 9 of the 12 of us graduated from Land Community College.
Oh, that's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah, and I was one of them. Then I picked up crew, and I got a scholarship to Temple to row.
Okay.
And I rowed for the great Tom Bear Curran, who was an outstanding coach at Temple and LaSalle University and a world champion rower himself. So I had some really good people,
Yeah, you
starting with
sure
my
did.
mother. My parents were great. And
Must have been.
my,
God
mo-
bless them.
yeah, my mother was a great navigator. Knew how to push everybody on to school, find her
Wow.
strengths,
Phew.
and with no money somehow, she made it work. We all had to work though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you didn't have 2 jobs in the family, you weren't in that family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I always had a couple jobs. I only had a sister, a small family, but my father's work ethic came down to me, and I love to keep busy. And so
You're still doing it.
yeah, well, I always say I'm going to be here till I die, and then Christie Funeral Home's going to come pick me up on the steps. Yeah, so
You got it all mapped out.
I got it all planned. That's my retirement. And it's funny because people say to me, Jim, when are you going to retire? I love what I do. I love talking to Tom. I mean,
Yeah.
this is my high for the day.
Yeah.
And especially living alone, it's like wonderful to have somebody to talk to and interact with. And like Glenn Lilly, right? He's the one who gave me your phone number. That's right. Sure. Isn't he amazing?
Glenn Lilly is one of the most genuine guys I've ever met in my
Isn't
life.
he? No, absolutely.
He looks out for your success.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. Yeah,
he's a great guy.
He really is. He was vice president of Claridge Casino Hotel, and he's been a long, long time friend of mine. And I thank God he's beaten mesothelioma, and he's looking good, feeling good, and all that stuff. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah, in fact, it was Glenn that got me cooked it up, told me about your book, and gave me your phone number,
the best,
and things like
the
that.
best.
And it, well, you certainly have had a wonderful career. My goodness, all the people you've dealt with at Vineland High School, and so when you went from Landis, when did you go to Vineland High?
Well, I was at Landis. First of all, I want to step back a little bit. I was in Ghoultown for 5 years.
Okay.
Fairfield Township,
Yeah,
they
right.
call it.
Uh-huh.
I call it Ghoultown because I loved Ghoultown.
Yeah, me too.
And I got to know so many great people. I was there for 5 years as assistant principal.
Okay.
Did not want to leave, but I couldn't make it work financially. So I applied for a job in Vineland and went into Vineland Landis School and became an assistant principal there. And I liked being assistant principal. And then I became principal I was there for 6 years as vice principal. And then, so after 11 years of assistant principal, I applied for the principalship at Landis School and got it, and did that for 13 years there.
Do you remember my friend John Forgione?
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Know him well. Actually, I followed that because...
Oh, you weren't there when he got stabbed?
No, Mr. Simmons hired me. He was a
There's that
superintendent.
handsome Tom right there from
There you
Vineland
go.
High School.
Yeah, well, you can't see the eggs my kids were throwing now.
I don't think so. I think the kids loved you.
Yeah. But Carl Simmons hired me as superintendent, and I was following that stabbing.
Oh, wow.
I was following that stabbing, and he forewarned me about it. And plus, I did remember reading about it in the paper. But then there was some gang activity in Vineland at the time.
I see.
And I got in there because I was familiar with it somewhat from Bridgeton and Ghoultown.
Right.
There was some gang activity there. And I learned how to work with all groups. And I remember I went with Sheriff Baruza. He was the cop
right,
at the time.
yeah.
He was a cop. He was the head of our juvenile unit.
Right.
Benny Velez and Morgan and a couple other key people. And we started to pay more attention to the family. And we figured we'd reach the kids in the school with
Right,
problems
yeah.
by getting to the families.
Yeah, good point.
So we would go, many times I spent times in churches on a Sunday and meet the parents and grandparents.
Yeah,
And
nice.
it really worked out well. I learned that in Ghoultown. I went to Ghoultown, and so I got to know the grandmothers, and it was just a great feeling. I had a great experience there. And that really laid the foundation for me where I ended up really loving to, I like teaching. I taught at high school. I taught at Patterson Catholic High School and Sterling High School.
What did you teach?
Business, marketing.
That's right, yeah.
But I was leaning, I found I really liked teaching. But what I did, Jim, is I became vice principal and principal, but I never stopped teaching.
Oh, no kidding.
No, I'd always go into a classroom and do something.
Oh, that's nice.
Kept myself in touch with the kids. But what I found out was when I did that as a school administrator, it personalized the position. And I got into talking to the kids in a different form, not dictating to them that they got suspended or something like that.
Right,
It was talking about history. I would go into classes and talk about history or marketing and how to decorate a window for marketing, things of that nature. So it was really great. I went up to high school in 2006, and I was the high school principal, where I was the principal of Vaughn High School South, North, and the alternative school. So that worked out great, and so I was there for 12 years as principal. So I was a principal for 25 years, and probably would not trade it for anything. That was a great experience. And during that time, those times, I would apply for the superintendency of the school district. And finally, one day, I was talking to Jerry Barry. He was a retired principal from Vineland.
Yeah.
And he says, Tom, I'm going to tell you some experience that I've had. I found out when I was principal, he's saying this to me, when I was principal of Vaughn High School, I learned that I was at the best place you could be in education. And I took that to heart, and I changed my direction. I said, I'm at the job I love.
Yeah.
I love it. And right now I'm interim principal at Pleasantville High School. 3 years ago I was a interim principal at Atlantic County Institute of Technology.
Oh, that's nice.
So I like the position of principal.
Yeah.
And I believe that I feel that because I can do something immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't like to say we got to wait for the meeting. We got to wait for the red tape to be cut.
Yeah.
We got to work it through this committee. I just get it done.
Yeah. You got
And
great
works that
energy.
way.
Go, go, go. Let's go.
Just get it done. Get it over with. And if the light bulb's out, we got to call maintenance. Where's the ladder? I'll go up there and switch it. And the light bulb's fixed. It's a better way to do it.
It sure is.
And I think when teachers and students come to you, they're expecting answers. They don't want to hear, well, next week,
Right.
So unless it needed board approval officially, but mainly it was dealing with another department.
Right. Exactly.
And I could do that. I could just walk in and say, here's what we're doing.
We're talking with Tom McCann, who's been a principal, vice principal, been with the rowing. He's done it all. And now he's got a book about the lifeguards, and he was a guard for many, many years down at Sea Isle, Wildwood, all over the place. We'll be back with Tom right after these messages.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. With more than 41 years of service to our valued customers, Advanced Treads in Norman, New Jersey is South Jersey's full-service distributor of General Tires. We feature a complete line of passenger vehicle tires, light truck, farm, and commercial tires. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tires, anywhere is possible. Advanced Treads, 1325 West Landis Avenue in Norman, New Jersey. Call them today at 856-696-5004. When you need tires, there is only one name you can trust. Advanced Treads of Norman, New Jersey.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey, and my special guest is Tom McCann, and he wrote The Guards. Tom, what got you interested, and when did you start putting the book together?
Jim, I don't even know when I got started so far back. I was a little kid. When I was a mascot, I received a whistle from a lifeguard for doing a good job all summer.
Oh,
that was kind of like earning. They call it earning your whistle.
Right.
And mascots got that, and I was so appreciative of that. It kind of stuck. And then about 2 years later, I found an oar floating in the water off the beach after work one day. Well, after the guards had left, we were walking around the beach. I found this wooden oar in the water, and I picked it up. I still have it.
Wow.
I think it was 1958.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And the whistle. I still have the whistle. But that's how far back it goes. So I started collecting things that were relevant to the beach patrols in South Jersey, but specifically Sea Isle City. That was my hometown, and I loved it and still do. But I wrote a lifeguard book called Seattle City Beach Patrol Lifeguarding since 1882. So I did that in 2001, and then 2010 I wrote volume 2. Because after I wrote the book, I got all this information from one of my buddies. They say, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And I go, "All right, I'm gonna do it again." So I did again the book, and they both went very well. It's more fun. You're not making really money when you figure out the time you put in researching and traveling to Atlantic City, traveling to Cape May, traveling to Wildwood. You're losing money, but that's not the point. The point is that I wrote about the guards, and I dedicated the book, The Guards, to all the guards. It's dedicated to everybody that lifeguarded, and that's why I call it The Guards. My son Tom came up with the title, and he was a guard, and he could relate to it, and he liked that title, and I said, I like that too. Mm-hmm. So I dedicated it to the past, the present, and all future guards.
That's fantastic.
And it's called The Guards, and the guards are male, female, 100 years old, 50 years old, 15 years old, but they're guards, and it really resonates with the people when they look at it and they read it. And I took the book back to when lifeguarding actually started in the United States. And so what I did...
Was that 1891?
1891 is when it started. Book, the races... I'll talk about the races in a minute, but what happened was I decided to write one about all South Jersey lifeguards, because the South Jersey lifeguards are very compatible and comparable to each other. Brigantine North to Cape May Point South, I wrote about them. So I went to each beach patrol, sat down, talked to the captains, talked to the guards, went to the local library and picked up a lot of information, a lot of good pictures of different activities in the races. So that was the beginning of it. But what's interesting, Jim, and you're a sports guy. I mean, you know sports backwards, and you've been doing this for years. What I wanted to do was to see when the boat races actually got started. And the doubles event, the doubles boat race, got started in reality in 1914, because the lifeguards were getting boats built by Van Sant boat builders, and they were experimenting with what was the most effective way of getting done to a rescue. A lighter boat, a better balanced boat, a wider boat. So what happened was they would race each other to see which one's good, what model's bad, is it too heavy? And with those races, they did that for about 4 or 5 years, and they were called the testers. These lifeguards were working for the beach patrol, but they were helping out Stanley Van Sant, who was building the boats. In 1919, Atlantic City invited Cape May and Wildwood, 2 old beach patrols, to come to Atlantic City and get in a doubles boat race.
Oh, that's when the races started. I was thinking about the
And what happened was, that was in 1919. That race is still existing today.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Well over 100
years later.
Well over 100 years, 106 years.
That's wonderful.
This race has been going on, which I found out a lot of things. It's easy to pick this out. It's older than the Super Bowl. It's older than the United States Coast Guard, this race. It's older than the Penn Relays.
Wow.
It's older than a lot of major events that are well known throughout this country. This doubles boat race is unique to the South Jersey area. So that drove me to write about it. And I documented 13 pages to the South Jerseys because of the historic significance of this doubles boat race. It's probably, and I've done a lot of research. I can't say I exhausted it completely. It's probably the oldest race in the United States.
Wow.
Right here in South Jersey.
You know, Tom, I was looking at the things on your book, and I didn't think about it, but really you have to have lifeguards from Brigantine to Cape May Point. I mean, it goes right on down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love the Jersey Shore, and I'm sure most of you do as well. And, I mean, when you think about how lucky we are to have the lifeguards, because as Tom talked about, the ocean looks good, but it can be bad for you, especially the tides or coming in or pulling you out or whatever it might be. And I tell you what, and certainly you were one of those. We were blessed in South Jersey at the Jersey Shore to have people like Tom and your brother and all your son and all the people. I imagine too, Tom, that becomes sort of a family thing, right? Because your brother, yourself, your son, I mean, they see
Right.
what dad's doing or the brother's
Right.
doing. Let me get involved as well. And well, I don't know what we would do without the lifeguards. I mean, seriously. how
Well, I
would you operate?
consider the lifeguards to be the backbone of tourism in South Jersey.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah.
And without them, you're dead right, Jim.
Yeah.
This would be a disaster down here. And back in the day, I've researched much more than I have in the book. I didn't want to put horrible drownings in here.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
want to
I
have
know
that
what
in
you
my book.
mean.
I didn't
Yeah.
want that to be the
Yeah.
example of South Jersey lifeguards, because if you look at the record, knock on wood, we've gone through not just summers with no drownings from Brigantine to Cape May Point. We've gone through decades without drownings.
Wow, that's
Brigantine to Cape May
fantastic.
Point.
Jeez, that's
And I've also learned through my research that South Jersey unit, our group, is the oldest in the country too.
Oh, that's something.
South Jersey
Wow.
Lifeguards. And there's a page in my book. It's called "It All Started in South Jersey." It did. Abraham Lincoln enacted through Congress the United States Life Saving Service because of the many shipwrecks and finding dead bodies all over the beaches. There were barren islands at the time, but when they hit those sandbars and got wrecked on the shoreline by the waves and the winds and the currents and the high tides and low tides, the entire ship would drown.
Oh, my
Everybody on
goodness.
it.
Wow.
And all their belongings would be all over the beach.
Wow.
But and then the scavengers would come down and pick up the things that they found. So when he did that, that was in New Jersey. The first structure built from the United States Life Saving Service was in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
It was a disaster.
interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a disaster.
Yeah, it's a disaster. So the beach patrols, I can't say enough about them, and I can just brag about our unit, Brigantine to Cape May Point, our outstanding lifeguards, outstanding protectors. And as you see people run into buildings and fires and things of that nature, lifeguards are running to the ocean.
Yeah.
And
Putting their life
and,
at risk to save other
and
people.
they're like
Yeah.
immediate. It's instinct. Boom.
Wow. Thank God for the lifeguards. We're talking with Tom McCann, who wrote the book, The Guards, and we'll be back to talk more with Tom right after these messages.
C&H Disposal Service has provided customers with the best customer service possible since 1981. C&H Disposal Service provides trash removal, dumpster rentals, septic cleaning, repair and installation, septic system certifications, portable restroom rentals, and demolition. With great customer service and competitive pricing, C&H Disposal Service has you covered at the home and on the job. C&H Disposal Service. Stick with the best.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born right here in America. With more than 41 years of service to our valued customers, Advanced Treads in Norman, New Jersey is South Jersey's full-service distributor of General Tires. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tires, anywhere is possible. Advanced Treads, 1325 West Landis Avenue in Norman, New Jersey. Call them today at 856-696-5004.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Tom McCann, who is the author of the book, The Guards. And Tom, tell everybody how they can get a copy of this book.
Yeah, the sign up, theguardsbook.com. It's a simple entry, theguardsbook.com, and the book will be mailed to you within 48 hours. It's going very well. The book is covering all the beach patrols from Brigantine North to Cape May Point. And in the book also are all the results of the races, the Margate Memorials, the Dutch Hoffmans, the Upper Township Row, the South Jerseys, which is the oldest race in the United States, oldest boat race in the United States in the ocean for sure. And all the winners of these races are listed in there for your pleasure to look up. It's almost like an encyclopedia of lifeguarding. We talk about a lot of different classic families that started lifeguarding. In my family, as Jim was referring to, my family, we have over 20 members of our family that are South Jersey lifeguards.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we call it getting into family business.
Yeah.
So it's working out real well. There's nothing like it, but I'll tell you the truth, it's very, very scary to think that the responsibility the lifeguards have. And as we all sit on those beaches and we look up at those stands, we're counting on them to make sure everybody's safe. And they do a remarkable job in all the 15 beach patrols in South Jersey. So I'm proud to be part of it. I'm dedicated to the profession. And as we go on, it's important for us as ambassadors of lifeguarding to make certain that we share our experiences and share our understanding and our dedication to lifeguarding, because it's so important, so essential, but so beneficial for everybody that goes in the ocean.
How many, I guess, approximately how many lifeguards are needed? I mean, it must be tough to get the lifeguards, right, to fill all those.
Actually, they fill up pretty nicely. What has happened, though, Jim, it's so expensive now. Years ago, a group of lifeguards would get a house together, and they'd all be lifeguards.
Oh, that's true, too. Oh, my gosh, yeah, the cost of
but
staying
now
down
you
there.
couldn't afford to
Wow. No.
have a group house. So it's normally people that are residents or that come from offshore or come down for the summer and stay with a family member. A lot of the kids' families have homes, summer homes. But the availability of lifeguards, it's always popular. It's always popular.
yeah,
but you
well,
have to be in good shape.
Yeah.
You have to be responsible. And I believe a lot of that early lessons in life with being responsible for such things, like when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, really helped me out throughout my life. It was a great foundation for learning responsibility. And we still have a lot of people trying out. That's for sure.
I was thinking about it, too, Tom. It's got to be younger people because they have summers off. I mean,
Right.
or teachers.
Right.
That's another, I guess. In fact, I got to mention Cleet Canone. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, no, he's in the book.
Yeah, I figured he probably would be.
Yeah.
He was my history teacher.
At Millville, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. And
Yeah, Cleet Cano was a legend.
yeah, he was one that was there for quite a long time, I'm sure. And
His son was a lifeguard there.
I
in
guess
Cape
that's,
May.
like you said, a lot of the family
Yeah.
follows the tradition too, right?
It's a great summer job, but again, it's filled with responsibility, and you
Yeah.
don't realize it till you're there.
Yeah.
And then you really don't realize it until you have to go on a rescue, and that's the eye opener.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure.
when you're going out there and you jump in the water and you swim towards the victim, and then now you're in the same undertow or rip that they were in, now you got to manage that and still
Wow.
come in and keep the victim calm, but keep yourself calm too.
Yeah, jeez.
You got to make sure that you're on top of your game.
Yeah, wow.
So that is a real great learning experience. And but there were a lot of rescues that guards should appreciate themselves for what they're doing. There are a lot of rescues that could have been disasters if they weren't standing there and jumping in, especially with little kids getting caught in a gully and swooping out.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Well, we got lots of people watching. Dolores Genovese, you know her. She's
Yeah.
secretary to Mike Teston,
Yeah.
Republican organization, wonderful lady.
Yeah.
Matt Nichols, Brian Christie, Nelson Thompson, Vicki Adams, John Casadia, Elizabeth.
John
Grant.
Casadia,
Oh, yeah, he was.
He's a swim coach. He's legendary.
That's right. Oh gosh, yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you about this story. Let me finish.
He was a swim coach while I was the principal.
Yeah,
there.
and I've got Vicki Kavanaugh's watching, and she and Brendan have a place down in Sea Island.
Okay, good.
Bill McCormick, Alfred DeFeo, and Betty Darmstetter.
Betty Darmstetter, yeah.
Yeah.
She worked at Landis School a lot with me. She's a great family. Great family.
And Mary Robinson, and let's see, there's where we are. I wanted to, I mean, this is a funny story. John Casadia, he had the swim team, right?
Sure.
And I emceed an event at the Antique Village Inn, or whatever. No, the Inn of the Mall was still there. This is how many
Yeah.
years ago. it was.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm doing the thing. So I said something about the swimmers come up, and I got flack. We're divers. We're not swimmers. I said, oh, excuse me. So that's one of those things you remember. There are divers and not swimmers as well, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Bonnie Smith is with us as well. Bonnie, thanks for watching. Well, you know, it's nice too, Tom. Before we went on air, Tom called his beautiful wife to tell her where she could see the show.
Right.
And what's nice is a lot of the people are watching it on YouTube, and it's all over the country. Actually, it's all over the world. Did you know Bill Rafferty by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Bill's been on with me. There's Tom and his beautiful wife.
Yeah.
What's Joy? Is her name?
Jerry. Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. That's
Really?
good. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Good cartoon show.
Yeah. At times it is.
And what was interesting was when Bill comes on, his son lives in Germany. So we're doing the show.
Tommy Rafferty.
Yes. And we look on, and I say, oh, here's Tommy from Germany watching.
Wow. Right now he is?
No, he was when Bill was on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Good.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but I mean,
Yeah, Rafferty's. Diane Rafferty was a secretary for the district for years.
Oh, okay.
Really good people.
Yeah, they
nice
really
family.
are.
And I had
Yeah.
the daughter and the son at Landis School students.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Landis and the one Axel Johnson was at
Memorial.
Thank you. Yeah, there were two. I actually substituted in Vineland briefly while I was getting my degree. I started substituting at 17 years old. in
Oh,
Millville.
geez. Yeah.
Well, Tom, you know, back those days it was hard to find subs, and what happened was I decided I was going to go to Glassboro nights and summers, and then work during the day. Well, I went the first summer and I took 9 credits. In those days, you only needed 6 to be a substitute. So I started subbing in Millville, and then eventually in other areas as well. And then I got to Vineland, I think, the next year. And everybody was great. I mean, really and truly, I couldn't complain. And, some great people have come out of Vineland, including you. I mean, you look at the people that were involved in education, and of course, the coaching. I mean, it's fantastic. The coaches, as we just talked about.
Well, it's funny you're talking about substitute teachers because one of the most essential things that I think is necessary to run a good school is the substitutes you have. And when I worked for my entire career, I took care of the substitutes. If a substitute called me to the office I went right down to that room,
Yeah.
and I let that substitute know
You're
that
there to
I mean
support it.
business. If you're
Right.
going to be disrespectful to the teacher,
Yeah.
then you're coming with me. And I took them most of the time just to take them out of the class so they wouldn't disrupt. And I used to take these courses, give these courses at the end of the day. Anybody who was a sub for me in the buildings I worked in, I'd have a substitute class after school
Oh,
was
that's
over.
super.
Just to go over some elements of
Right.
how to conduct a classroom and make sure that there's a feeling of support from administration. Now I just come in room. I would go around to the room, and if I didn't know the sub, I introduced myself to the sub. Say I'm the principal of the school or assistant
Yeah,
principal. I
right.
did that,
Yeah.
and it really helped out the subs. And as a result of doing that, I found great success in keeping the subs in my building.
Yeah,
where
sure.
they would work in my building if they got called for another school or Landis, they take Landis
Yeah.
because they knew that.
Yeah.
And that was
You had
to
to
me,
look back.
they're like bus drivers. The
Yeah.
bus drivers are the most essential pieces
Aren't they,
of
though?
education,
Absolutely.
and they're
Yeah.
the most overlooked.
Yes.
And I would go into the buses and thank the driver
Yeah.
and say, if you have any problem, and I give my phone number, my extension, give me a call, because those bus drivers were awesome.
Yes, they
And
were.
we had
Yeah.
like 50, 60 buses every day at my
Yeah,
high school.
absolutely.
But
Yep.
you need those bus drivers and you need substitute teachers. Of course, you need the teachers, but
Yeah.
when you're out of the building, now of course the teachers are your prime thing, but to support that part where it gets weak with substitutes that are afraid to do anything.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you what, I was lucky for me. I started substituting like I was still 17 because I went to Catholic school, so I
So
didn't
did
turn I didn't turn 18 until December of the year I'd already graduated.
Right.
And well, then we didn't go to I didn't go to kindergarten. You probably didn't either. That's how
No.
we were so young at
Right.
16 as a senior. But I just really enjoyed,
I was 35 as a senior.
Yeah, but that was 10 times. That was your 20th degree now. Come on, you son. Now, who's this? Tell us about
That's me on a bicycle.
Oh, my God.
Oh, there's a story there.
Okay.
This is a really cool story. I was working both buildings, the north and south, at the high school on campus.
Yeah, north and south.
So I was trying to get a golf cart so I could go back and forth.
Yeah.
And the kids would see me walking back and forth, and I'd say, "Well, I'm getting a golf cart." Well, then I never got the golf cart. The board didn't agree with me. So the kids went out and got a bicycle for me.
Oh, isn't that
the
nice?
students. Joey Galan, he was the president of the class, presented it to me
Oh, that's
at
great.
the graduation ceremony.
That is so nice.
I couldn't believe it, but it was great. So I used it. I still have that bike. I do because I said that was
that's neat.
that was so cool. But it came from the students. you know?
That's
The
fantastic.
school board didn't think it was good,
Jeez.
but the kids said, "Hey, this isn't right." We did it in a fun way. It was all good.
Fantastic. We're talking with Tom McCann. There's that handsome guy. Tell me about that plaque, Tom. What is that?
That plaque is a plaque that the board gave me when I retired.
Okay. But you'll never really retire, but that was officially retired from
Yeah, my wife. I hope. It's getting hard. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Jerry's wondering, is he really going to retire someday?
So it's called the Heroes Award. They gave me a Heroes Award
that's
for
fantastic.
my service to the school district, which was an honor, and certainly made me feel great that I was being recognized by the board. And I so far I'm the only one that ever gotten it from the
Wow,
district.
that's fantastic.
And simultaneously, I got one from the Rotary Club. They gave me the vocation award. From Rotary, and I'm the administrator who got that. They're the two proudest things that's happened
Well,
to me.
you deserve them. Let me tell you. This man's
I
a class act.
I
He
really
did a super job.
enjoyed it. But it's not work. If you like what you do,
Exactly.
it's not work.
No, and that's what what I'm doing is not work. What you did was not work. And when I taught the students in school, I'd say, do what you love.
Yeah, do what you
that's
love.
what's important because you do it the rest of your life, and if you love it, you're really, really happy.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more with Tom McCann to talk about some great things that happened in his education career, and of course as the lifeguard, and we'll do all that right after these messages.
C&H Disposal Service has provided customers with the best customer service possible since 1981. C&H Disposal Service provides trash removal, dumpster rentals, septic cleaning, repair and installation, septic system certifications, portable restroom rentals, and demolition. With great customer service and competitive pricing, C&H Disposal Service has you covered at the home and on the job. C&H Disposal Service. Stick with the best.
Did you know people litter less when their community is clean? Don't trash Cumberland County's future. At home, cover garbage and recycling cans. In your car, use litter bags to prevent trash and litter from flying out of the window. Also, keep your truck bed clear of trash and debris so our streets stay clean and hazard-free. And avoid single-use plastics such as straws and water bottles. Keep Cumberland County beautiful. Please don't litter. Visit theauthoritynj.com.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Tom McCann is my guest. Tom is a multi-talented man. We haven't even talked about the great thing he does with the crew. I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but he built the crew at Vineland, right?
Yes.
And then, as we talked about, I used to go watch them down in Millville because they had the river in Millville where they would come down to Harris's place down there on South 2nd Street. And then now you're working on the crew in Pleasantville, is that right?
Well, no. What I'm doing is the Pleasantville superintendent would like to consider starting a crew program in Pleasantville. But I'm still a volunteer coach for Vineland.
Great.
Right now. But I show up and help out once in a while. The main guy there is Lou Tramontana.
You did mention that
Lou's
earlier.
fantastic. But Millville was the key to our success, the city of Millville. Tim Shannon was very helpful us getting to have the crew program in races at the Holly City Regatta, we called it.
Right.
They held the first one. The guy that got us this boathouse initially from the Harris for $1 a year,
Oh, that's nice.
Fran Riley.
Hey, Fran was the man. We talked about him earlier.
Fran Riley.
Off air. Yeah.
Yeah, Fran Riley came out of nowhere and helped me out because I was just patching things up, getting shirts donated by, designed by James. They donated to us and all that. But Fran Riley got us the location at Harris Industries for $1 a year.
Oh, that was nice.
That's what it cost.
Yeah.
So we were there for like 14, 15 years.
Wow, was that long?
And then we moved across the river, and up there were Silverton was.
Yeah,
We're
right.
there now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and Lou Tramontana worked all that out. So it's just been fantastic, and we've had some unbelievable parents that made this work. It's just incredible what they've done. So it's been going on for 22 years now.
Yeah, I remember when I was the mayor.
Yeah.
Timmy was had public property.
Yeah, I think I called you.
Yeah, I think
Initially
we did.
when you were the mayor of Millville, and then you said whoever's ever had the commission.
Department. Yeah, he had Parks and Public Property. Yeah.
So thank you again publicly,
Hey, no
Mayor.
problem. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
buddy.
appreciate it.
was
No,
wonderful
I'm
to
proud
have
of
you
you.
down there.
Yeah.
So there are boys and girls crew.
Yes,
That's right. You said
the
your
girls
boys.
started first, and then the boys started in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah,
And who do you compete? Who are some of the high schools that have crew now?
Oh, we compete against Holy Spirit, Mainland, Egg Harbor Township, Absegami. Let me see. Geez, I should know.
Well, at least the ones you're mentioning are sort of down in Atlantic County.
Yeah, they're all Atlantic County.
Yeah, which is good.
Geez, Absegami, Oakcrest. I'm trying to think of the ones just in the South Jersey area, and then of course Philadelphia.
I was going to ask you, do you go up to the school?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Go,
Well.
those, I'm just thinking locally.
Yeah, right.
And we've had some races here on the Maurice River, which is the most beautiful river in the United States.
Oh,
it's
thank you.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I would tell the kids when we rowed down the river, and then we'd say, okay, let it run. Everybody stop. Look up at the highest tree, and there would be an eagle.
Yeah.
And they look down at us, and we look up, and then all of a sudden it was just drift off. And the kids, woo, look at this. Yeah, it was great. So
fun.
kids start bringing cameras out. Honest to God. Wait, Coach McCann, stop. We're going to take a picture. Then. I said, take pictures because it's magnificent.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. Captain Dave is the guy's name. He has a pontoon boat that he takes down the river.
Yeah, we see him.
Okay, and part of his thing is if you don't see a bald eagle, you don't have to pay, or so, I forget how it works it out. He guarantees you'll see. If you don't see a bald eagle, then you won't have to pay. But you always see them and ospreys and all that. Stuff.
It's beautiful.
It really
the river
is.
is gorgeous.
Yep. So it's been wonderful. So now you're the assistant. You're in Pleasantville.
Yeah,
right? Assistant.
I'm interim principal at
Interim,
Pleasantville High
okay.
School.
So will you do that again next year in September?
Well, it depends. The board has asked me to help them find. I'm really a consultant.
I see.
To the whole operation, and it's nice because there's things I went through at Vineland High School that were successful that I'm implementing
That's
there.
nice, yeah.
And it really helps them out and helps me out, and it feels good helping people out.
Yeah.
And so what I do is after we hire a principal, then I'll stay on and mentor them
Okay.
for the
Gotcha.
period of time that the
Yeah.
board wants me.
Right. Oh, that's
I
good.
work at the direction of the board, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Great
that's-
people.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. And I was thinking about it. Luckily, you're in Seattle, so it's not too far for you to get to
Yeah.
Pleasantville.
Right.
As well. That makes it nice, and I'm glad you're doing things for them.
Yes,
so-
it's nice to share your expertise. Actually, it's like a whole school reform model that I follow. I've always followed it. When I was a young assistant principal, I started following different theories on how to form educational settings, like small learning communities, looping in schools, and things of that nature that you can implement based on experience. It's not like a hypothetical. I'll say, here's what works, here's what has worked successfully where I've been. And every place I go, I try to remodel and reform. Like, for example, if there's a two-way staircase, this is a simple thing, but I've done it all the time, and there's always a disruption on a landing. I eliminated that, make it, this staircase is up, that one's
Yeah,
down.
Makes sense.
Okay, now we don't have that problem. So
Yeah.
you go from 10 fights to no fights.
Yeah.
You
That's-
know, I mean, it's not rocket science in some things. Some things,
Yeah.
like the master schedule, okay, that's a little
Yeah.
more complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You got good common sense, buddy. That
Yeah,
helps.
yeah,
You
yeah.
really do. That's what's important.
it's important. You know,
Yeah.
put the light bulb in.
Yeah. Sandy Farnback is watching, along with Vicki Adams. So we got lots of people viewing the show. And again, we want to remind you, this program will be on Quinn Broadcasting YouTube channel anytime you basically want to see it. And so you can see. Now, Tom, where are you here in this picture?
I'm in Ventnor, New Jersey.
Okay.
I met at the historical committee,
Oh, okay.
and all the people there were ex-lifeguards, and
Oh, that's neat.
parents were parents of lifeguards. It was a good group, and I love it. I love
I'm
doing it. I
sure,
love talking
yeah.
about it, and
Yeah.
I'm just trying to increase the awareness and the benefit of lifeguards and appreciation of lifeguards.
Yeah.
I've been on rescues many times, and unfortunately, you pull them in and you do your thing. They walk off the beach like you did nothing. You know, and it's
Saving
you're
their
not
life.
doing it for that reason. You're
No,
doing
I
it
know.
because you love it, but it's underappreciated because they don't really realize the
Yeah.
severity of it.
Yeah, my
Which is
God,
what
yes.
the good lifeguarding is.
Yeah.
You make it look
Oh.
easy and you do it, and you're doing the goodwill, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, lady, if we weren't here,
Yeah.
you were a goner.
Yeah, you're right.
And you were a
That's-
goner. And anybody that's a lifeguard and has been on rescues, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I give you, all of you, men and women, 100% credit, my God, to be able to do that.
Right.
I mean, you're like an EMT on the water. You know, you
Oh,
gotta
sure.
take care
sure.
of
And we've had to do
saving lives.
CPR in a boat while we're out in the water. Oh, absolutely.
Jeez.
And like I say, the real turning point in a lifeguard's life, and it happens real fast, is when you're in a rip yourself.
Oh,
a
I'm
victim.
sure. That's scary. Your
It's
life is
scary.
on the line.
And-
yeah.
And that's why I'll tell you an interesting thing that you'll appreciate, Jim. Do I have any more
Sure.
time?
Yes, you do.
In this book, I got I might be able to get it real quick. It's the start of the whistle. And that's when it turned from lifeguarding, life-saving to lifeguarding. I wish I'd, oh, here it is, right here. So, right here is a picture of a young lady grabbing she has the whistle. The whistle is the changing point. Prior to that whistle, it was life-saving. You just responded to rescues.
Oh, okay.
With the whistle, you prevented rescues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Getting over and
Yeah,
out
see, because when you're on the
harm's way.
beach years ago, you see someone out too far, you're yelling into the wind. They don't hear you. You're trying to give them signals.
Yeah.
Now it's all singles
Right.
and whistles.
Whistle. And I remember the guards.
Yeah, they pull
whistling
you
and
over.
moving
They pull you
Yep,
over.
Yep.
So
exactly.
that's where it changed.
Yeah.
See, because so many people had accidental drownings because they dive off a pier, where now we know, or they go out and walk on the rocks, or whatever it may be, silly things.
Yeah.
And there's accidental drownings. The whistle changed all that. That little thing.
And that's something, thank God for that.
Yeah.
When you think about
That's
it.
good.
Because when I've been down on the beach and in the water, I hear the whistle. Obviously, I was getting too far to one side. come over, and
But think about that.
Yeah.
All the technology out there today, it's the whistle.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
the whistle. It
Yeah.
changes the whole dynamic.
It really, absolutely.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's something, because it's simple.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's simple but effective.
Yeah.
Because that shrill goes through the wind,
Yeah,
goes
exactly.
over the waves. You can hear it in the waves.
Yeah.
It's very good. Lifeguards do a great job.
They sure do. And we certainly thank them for being there and saving lives and protecting the public from the swimming and all that things. And this is a busy time of the year because people are
4th of July is coming
now.
up.
Yeah, exactly. That's
4th of
right.
July's coming
Right.
up.
Yeah. So
we knock on wood all the time.
yeah, I bet you.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, thanks for coming in, man. It's
Thank
always
you, Jim.
Great to see you.
Always good to see you.
You too.
You are the best.
I think maybe next to you.
No, I'm not there.
You're pretty darn good. And you got a wonderful family, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You also.
Thank you, George Kachia, for producing the show today. My special guest has been Tom McCann, who wrote the book, The Guards. If you'd like to get one, you just go to the thing on the bottom of your screen, www.theguardsbook.com, and Tom will send it out to you in a couple weeks.
No, 48 hours.
48 hours. Wow, even quicker. He's on. I'm telling you, that's how good this guy is. So you get it in 48 hours. And if you had anybody that's been a lifeguard or, you were or whatever, I'm sure you'll love to have this. It'll be something you'll want to keep on your bookshelves forever and ever. Again, for Tom McCann, I'm Jim Quinn. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC. Programming that serves the South Jersey market.